Alright, we got gluten hammy day today, and today is the first day of the mini cut. How long is the mini cut going to be? Not sure, but it has been well needed. It's been about 5 months of a reverse diet plus a bulk after my first show over the summer, and it got to the point where my body was just yelling at me to take a chill on the food for a second, lose a little bit of fat, even though I don't really need to lose much because I'm still in a good body fat percentage to grow. Just so a lot of the other markers were saying like, all right, let's have a little mini cut. So that's why it's not an exact time on how long the mini cut's going to be. Probably just looking for appetite to be back a little bit, start to feel a little better cognitively and physically, and then probably can turn it right back into a bulk. So my guess, anywhere from like maybe two to 4 weeks, maybe a very mini cut, just for that reason, because that's you don't have to take that much fat off. All right, which leads me into what we can talk about. I think today is day 67. So yeah, whatever. Okay. Getting that out of the way. So yeah, let's talk about how to know when the bulk is done, and to know if you're just being a baby saying I don't want to eat food, or you actually need to chill the fuck out. I instantly thought of that one Rick Ross clip of when he's sitting on like the balcony or something. He's talking about money, and talking about like people complaining like lazy to get money. It's like, oh, don't go. It's 6 a.m. Oh, you got 3 hours of sleep. I'm not back. Shut the fuck up and get the money, man. I still think about that all the time. And also, I thought about that when I honestly wanted to stop bulking like 2 months ago, when I was already full. But yeah, no, it's can go over some of the indicators of how we knew that this was the time to like pump the brakes for a second, and not 2 months ago, because I most definitely got a good amount of muscle on the past 2 months, not a lot of fat, and that's worth just pushing through that being full and sucking it up and just picking up the spoon or fork. So I give a general 3 things to look for. First one is if your abs are no longer visible. That's usually like the main one, right? But in the case that I'm at right now, my abs are still visible, so that leads us to the other 2. So it's a mix of everything, of when you can draw a conclusion, and not just one, right? But if your abs aren't visible, that's like the first sign, like, all right, let's fucking dial this shit back. Another one is a performance decline in the gym, where your just workouts aren't as good. That's because your body stops using the food as well. It's called like nutrient partitioning, of how well your body utilizes the food you give it in order to like use it in your workout and more effectively. Insulin, we can do a whole deep dive in the fucking biochem, but I'd rather not right now. But yeah, that's, I don't want to say a gray area, but a questionable area of it's like, well, is my performance declining because of I need to turn this into a cut, or is it declining because I need to add more food because my weight leveled off? So it usually can gauge that based off of how many calories you're eating. If your total daily calories is pretty fucking high, and also how long you've been bulking. I don't know, maybe like a 4-month bulk, 16 weeks. It's usually like a 12 to 16 week bulk. Push a little even further, because mine was rebounding from a bodybuilding show, which is why it was like 5 months, because probably 2 months of it was a rebound out of show, and then probably 3 months of a push in the gas bulk. So yeah, that would be the second one. Third one would be, I already fucking forgot. Give me a second. When's the abs? When's the performance decline? it could say like fatigue in the gym as well. If your diet is on point and it's like, dude, I'm like, I feel like I need more rest days, or just like I feel like I'm tapping out here, or just soreness wise. I guess that's another gray area. It's like, well, is it because you're not eating enough protein, or is it because you're not getting enough sleep normally, or is it because we actually need to turn this into a cut? So usually it's a gauge of like mixing all these three together and having like your weekly check-ins of how your body's responding to your bulk, your training, all the above, and then you can draw a conclusion based off of them, which is why it helps to actually have a structured diet, relatively structured training, and weekly check-ins of like looking at your physique. Oh, I know. The third one I was going to say was not the soreness. That's a bonus. The actual third one was your body starts to put on more fat than muscle. The ratio of it when you gain weight. You can notice the difference when you see like your pictures week to week in the morning, take a picture of your physique, and relative to how much weight you gained, you can actually start to see your body's put on more fat than muscle. Hopefully you're taking the pictures in the same spot in your house, so the lighting's the same, everything's the same you can get. To get the best judgment on it. But that comes to like insulin resistance. You've heard of that. Your body stops using the food as well, like I just said. That's why your performance declines. Your body stops using the food as well, and also why you start gaining more fat. Your body's not using the food as well. All right, works hand in hand. Yeah, so those are the main ones. And then I guess for the cutting side, and for a mini cut, like what I'm doing, usually you start cutting when there's no visible abs. In this scenario, dude, the biggest things were like I just felt like I was shutting down both mentally and physically. Just from the fucking carbs, dude. I was just like, I couldn't think. I felt like I was mentally disabled from these meals. It was taking me damn near 45 minutes every meal to an hour, 6 meals a day. And after I eat it, I just couldn't fucking think, because of all the blood goes to your digestion to help digest it. None's left in your damn brain to think. And it got to the point where it was like, dude, I can't fucking do anything in my day. So that's gonna also play into it. So but the main objective of this mini cut, being the first day, is have the appetite back a little bit. I don't have to be starving, but enough to get it back a little bit. I'll lose a little bit of fat, and we'll probably call it once my coach sees that like my metabolism is going to start responding to the deficit. It's only a slight deficit. Maybe not slight, but I was at 5,300. I was still gaining a pound a week. And I think we dropped to like 700 calories or some shit. But that's because I was already above my maintenance, right? So we have to take that down plus this. And relative, because it's a mini cut, we're okay with that quicker jump because it's not going to be that long, right? If it's a longer time doing the cut, then yeah, we're going to want to ease down, then go down. But so like I said, 2 to 4 weeks, maybe 6 at most. But yeah, that's the different reasoning. Like if it was for a prep for show, it would definitely be just like wait for my weight to level off, like my metabolism to get up to here, then we'll do a little bit, then we go down like that. So that's the difference. Anyways, gluten hammies. What do we want to do today? Hamstring curls, of course. 45-degree Nordic curl. Some type of deadlift or RDL. It's literally just gonna be what the fuck's open right now, because it is it's 8 p.m. I might have everything fine. What's like the last one I normally do? I don't think I'll do hip thrust. Maybe I'll just do more hamstring curls. That sounds good. Those are kickbacks? Nah, I probably won't do that. I might just double up on fucking hamstring curls. Call it. And calves, abs, pose, and get out of there. Probably gonna look flat because I didn't eat as much today, but so be it. We'll just start to get a little shredded again. So, all right, see y'all in there. All right, I'm gonna fix this from posing. Oh yeah, we're chilling. All right, I've been starting with these recently. I just switched up like the glute and hamstring day order a little bit. Well, I don't know, as long as you get something, hamstring curl, these Nordic curls, I'm gonna show like this part, like at least this part, the lower part of your hamstring. Do I know the whole kinesiology behind it? No, but yeah, dude, throwing these in make a massive difference in the hamstrings. You can only get like fucking 10 max with no weight, especially if you like push through your thigh instead of through your hips to actually have more of your hamstring instead of like lower back and glute. Brutal. So they will start with this, probably do some type of RDL, then hamstring curl, and then probably hip thrust. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll do these 4.
You're going to try to put hamstrings. That's not going to fit. It's actually going to fit.
You don't think it'll fit? I think it'll fit. No, it'll fit.
Look how far out it is. Like, it fits right here. Does it fit in the bars?
You know that's a Bible quote? I'm gonna die. Yep. AirPods.
Okay. All right. This a little bit. Do some RDLs in this axle. I found a lot smoother putting like the mind frame, yeah, but weight closer to where it rotates. Just because if you put like stack everything right here, it'll be heavier. It should be more difficult. But like once you get like down to here, it's like an immediate slam on weight. And then once you get to here, it's like super light at the top. So it's a lot more gradual swing to it, but honestly, do whatever the fuck you want. I just found it's a lot easier for me to actually hit my hamstrings because, I mean, when you go down, you're trying to throw your hips back as far as you can. And I find like, once the weight gets really heavy at the bottom, start throwing lower back, start throwing in your lower back, glutes, and all the above. So, a lot easier to just drop the weight a little bit for this. Not saying I'll train hard, but you'll see. I can actually control this shit a lot more. All right, let's get it. 4 sets of this.
Patrão de mineiro.
Okay. Whew.
No le sale como te gusta. Ah, sí. No, güey, si mamá te llama. No terminé el sexto. Ya no tengo ni primaria. ¿Sabes qué? Sí, mamá también. Ya terminé el 5 de su. ¿Ahora qué sigue? Solo para eso. Y abdomen, date abdomen. Cae en la guaja, digo. ¿Qué más? Ya me cansé. La punta que vos chingas. Ya me cansé, güey. ¿Falta uno, güey?
I had this up too hard.
I can get a little throw. No, I won't. I see. So how many reps can you get?
Alright, let's go to hamstring curls. Okay. Ow. Yeah, dude, those 2 exercises, it's fucking kill. So I don't think I'm gonna do hip thrust, especially doing those 2 compound movements. I'll do this. Maybe I'll do like a glute kick back. Maybe I'll just do a different type of hamstring curl, like a standing one. I'll probably do that. Let's do that. This one, standing one, calves abs, fucking call it. But yeah, I mean, you see how much volume I'm doing for just glute and hamstring today. Imagine I threw in quads as well, I'd be in here for 3 hours. So that's one of the benefits of actually splitting up the leg days. Another part of it is, at least for quads for me, like it takes like 5 to 7 days for my quads to not be fried after hitting them. Like if you hit a good quad day, dude, the quads are fucked. So not every muscle group's like that. Usually just the larger ones, maybe excluding back, but I'm sure you can relate, dude. Like the 2 days after hitting quads, it's like walking down the stairs is fucking pain. So I used to have full leg days, like both quad and hammy, once every 4 days. And then it would just always catch up so fucking quick with my quads being sore. Going into the next leg day, like my quads would be sore and I'd go start doing like a hack squat. And it felt like I was just defeating the purpose there. So switching it up, splitting the 2 leg days. A good amount more volume on the leg days to make up for only hitting glutes and hammies once every 8 days and only hitting quads once every 8 days. The extra volume helps take longer to recover, 1, and 2, get away with doing it once a week. Good comparison, Plots. Tom Plots hit legs, he said like once every 2 weeks. Because I mean, you saw the intensity of his quad days and the volume he did, so same concept. Let's crank it out. Hold on. This camera angle's kind of fucking chopped. I'll move it up a little bit, and then we'll. Maybe that's even worse, but whatever. Alright. I could do 8 sets on this thing, but do I really want to do 8 sets on the same fucking machine? No. So I'll go do the other 4 on a different hamstring curl, at least a standing one, to bring some enjoyment to the workout. I mean, the workout's enjoyable, but 8 sets in this, no thanks. Okay. Not bad. I can move this. It's not going anywhere. Shit, dude. Doing the Nordic curl and then RDLs. Fries your legs. Oh, probably do a super light hamstring curl for the vertical and then call it. Alright. Honestly, not sure how much we're gonna be able to do with this. I don't think I've finished a. Damn, bleeding. Gluten hammy day with vertical hamstring curls ever. So, guess on the weight. You should get a pretty good idea of how much weight you can do on the machine without like tracking it. But if you don't, and this ends up being super heavy, immediately stop, adjust the weight. Then instead of trying to just bustle out like a 3-rep set, and the inverse of that, if you feel like you can crank out 30, don't crank out 30. Just stop, adjust the weight, and then get back to it. So if I have to do that, you'll see that.
Basically.
Bro, that's really how I'm about to very good at
Yeah, bro, basically like you saying like I'm gonna do it.
You know what's so crazy?
Yeah, the girl who's you has
The only one that's
I guess that's the fucking downside of using this vertical one. So I swing the weight up and you see the weight jumps into the fucking air and lands back out on my leg. It's whatever. It's the other workout. Alright, let's do some calves, abs. Get the fuck out of here. I might superset him. Alright. Finally back to hitting legitimate calf raises, dude, compared to, I guess at the gym I was at. Like, calf raises on a leg press, sure they're good, but I sure as hell did not load the plates up nearly enough to get like a good set from those while I was home. And then some of the other leg days I did at my coach's gym, I just didn't even hit fucking calves, so we'll see if I can still do this. It's only been 2 weeks though. I mean, you don't really lose muscle in 2 weeks. Unless if you starve yourself, obviously, but.
I saw one where it was like the push, pull, leg, rest, and then they do weight, then they do chest, back, shoulders, and then arm. Yeah. What's the I'm kind of tired of they have to pull upward. I feel like nothing. You gotta get lunatic for this shit. You gotta love the bro. The breaking the building. But then training has to be more. Fuck the food, bro. I think how hard you work can really matter. That's a lot. I think that's what I'm eating for. It's a massive point. I had rice and chicken. I go back to the gym. Shower. get fat and it's hard to like losing force. I didn't even cardio. I just put sugar on my diet. I enjoy it like a fucking dude. Right? And it's bitch. No energy. It's just the most mature time of day. I already hit the gym right here, bro. I'm here. Tell him how to fucking do it. Eat like a fucking beast and work out like a man. Boy, Dad. Right, you can hear your voice, bro.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. Yeah, don't you're gonna go get another. Love that. You see why I do that? How far was the week over a week? I'm there, I'm there, bro. I'm there. Good job, baby. I already told you I was going. I'm going to tell us something in Chicago. I mean, it's by resale. I think for a night, $230. We bought it for $60. We're reselling it. You need to get that? I mean, the other two is in for $200. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah. With fasting time after. So fasting time ends weekly from 25th to 29th, and also 27th to 29th. So after the ultra and fasting 5 days. I'm doing a Monday, Thursday, Friday after fasting. That, and then we're gonna break away.
Okay.
I say I'll come out peak, bro. That shit will be fine. We don't want to come out peak.
I decided not to superset it just because I forgot. These are other sides of the gym. And I don't feel like trying to run back and forth between machine to machine to, I mean, this isn't really a machine, but place to place to try to get a superset in. I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of making the workout quicker.
Hey, you better lose your fucking boy. Go beat his ass. Where's over there? That's your fucking uncle.
Okay. Okay, that's it. Let's go pose. All right, let's check it out. You know how it goes. You hit a leg day to just check out upper body posing, per usual. But I guess we can look at it a little bit. I mean, there's not much to look at. It's just fucking hamstrings. All right, well, back to posing upper body. Definitely flatter just because today's the first day of the mini cut. Oh, you can't even hear me. Man, maybe you can. Whatever. We'll call it there. Oh. Yeah, solid lift. Day 1. I guess maybe I'm not fully flat yet, just because it probably takes a few days. But I guess hypothetically, maybe not hypothetically, theoretically, this would be the worst look. Like right when you start a cut, you have the most amount of fat and the least filled out. And then the best you would look is like right after a cut, going into a bulk, because then you'd have the least amount of fat and you'd be filled out. Kind of like mimicking when you're on stage, like you're shredded and then you eat like a carb load before hopping on stage. This is basically like the exact opposite. So, I mean, given the fact it's like the first day of a mini cut, I don't know, I guess a valid question would be, why are you cutting when abs are still visible? But we can talk about it in the car. I know I talked about it a lot before we got here, but I'm touching a little more. All right, let's get out of here. All right, so I can get out of here. I did just say that we could touch on why I'm cutting, even though my abs are still visible, but I kind of just laid it out. That's the benefit of properly rebounding and bulking. So I think that plays perfectly into the whiteboard video, or whatever video I'm going to make of saying how to bulk without gaining fat. And I'd say I'd be, not a perfect example, not to full-on glaze myself, but I'd say a pretty good example of how I'm still decently lean on the end of my bulk, which is really fucking good. And you look at pro bodybuilders nowadays that are in their off season, when they get peak off season, they're still lean, dude. Like, I don't know, if you look at Chris, I guess Chris never really showed his physique when he was peak off season. I guess like Rego, Lunsford, you look at any pro right now, they're at like mid off season and they're still shredded. PED, sure, but you could still get fat being on PEDs. So yeah, I guess older bodybuilders aren't the greatest example, like the Ronnie Coleman, Cutler era. Because I mean, there's that iconic picture of Jay Cutler when he was a fatty in his peak off season. But I mean, I guess who am I to judge that? You know what I'm saying? Where's my Olympia? So, I mean, Ronnie was the same way. That's kind of, but the latest thing was during their off season was just like, it was okay to put on a little bit of fat. But nowadays, I guess it's just like, realize it's not necessary. So, yeah, it's a difference. So I know for sure the video I'm probably gonna do is on how to bulk without getting fat. I already made one like that, but I don't think I did a good job of explaining it well. So I'll make another one. And you know, I mean, I was thinking of putting my picture up of my peak off season now, but like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be full on glaze to use myself as an example to say, hey, look, this is what I mean by still being lean. But I guess it's not glaze. It's kind of just showing proof. But I guess, whatever. Anyways, what do we want to go over here? I guess I didn't go over much on how to know when a cut is ready to turn back into a bulk. Because I only went over like mini cut, like what I'm doing, but like obviously that's not the only time you cut. There's a regular cut. That's just the only difference is it's
There's a little bit of difference. Let's break it down. My regular cut obviously is not mini, so it's longer. Usually like maybe 8 to 12 weeks. 16 is usually a prep, quite honestly. Depending on how much fat you got, a realistic, like, non-obese cut is probably going to be around that 2 to 3 months, maybe 4. But if you're already, like, decently, like, not obese, usually like a 4-month cut can turn into a prep. Like, my prep was 16 weeks long, but that was like, I don't know, 15% body fat, so a little different. The scheme is obviously the same of like transitioning from bulk to cut, bringing the calories down. I guess when you would know that like it's time to turn out of it is a lot of it has to do with the reason that you got into a cut in the first place. Like in my scenario, it's my hunger is cooked, which a lot of the times you just ignore, but it's the fact that I feel like I'm like mentally and physically shutting down. It's like, all right, this is something else is going on here with probably my body being able to handle the carbs and use them. So honestly, once my hunger gets back a little bit, I start to have a little bit more mental clarity, probably turn it back in. And honestly, it's all right to give my body a little bit of break for pushing this for 5 months straight of constantly gaining weight. It doesn't hurt. So that's the reason why we know it's only going to be 2 to 6 weeks tops. But how we'll gauge between 2 and 6 weeks is, 1, the hunger a little bit. 2, it's just how I am responding physique-wise. Probably just let it ride until the difference in my weight dropping, you know what I mean? Because we'll drop my calories and I'll start to go down. And I think once it first starts to adapt and like slow up in the weight going down is when we will say, all right, this is the end of the mini cut. And if I had to guess by my metabolism how quickly I crank through calories, it's probably going to be the solid 6 weeks then. Maybe a little less, but he'll probably stop it early. My coach will probably stop it early because he knows that's how my metabolism works. But we'll see. Longer cut, how do you know? Some other scenarios is like the fat. I don't want to say it's the exact opposite, like, oh, you turn into a bulk once you can see your abs, because that doesn't mean you're going to be, it's 9:35 at night. That doesn't mean like you're still in a good spot. I guess oblique, sure, but it really depends on where you're at. Let's say you're just not planning on competing. Abs, sure, but also how many calories you're eating. Like if you start to see your abs, but you're eating like what I'm at right now, if I had to guess how much I'm eating right now, probably like 4,500. Probably like 4,700, but still, like if you're like saying, oh, this is the end of my cut, 4,700, maybe you're hungry still at that amount. It's like, maybe we should drop this down still a little bit, because what are you gonna bulk starting at like 6K? That's another one. Also, once your training starts to like really tank, and you can see a notable difference in losing muscle. That's another one. If I had to give like I guess benchmark, if you ever look at what guys, if physiques look like. Non-PED guys, what their physiques look like 8 weeks out. I'd be comfortable saying like, yeah, 8 weeks out, that'd be fine. Of like saying that's when you can turn it back into a bulk. But like I said, like there's so many fucking factors that go into deciding what to do, because it literally is depending on how your metabolism is responding. That having a coach that knows what the hell he's doing is so beneficial. What is going on? Beneficial to making the right call and the right judgment, because we all obviously have our own bias to our physiques, right? That we see it a lot differently than other people do. So that definitely affects the call you make on like should you be cutting or bulking, or when to cut, when to bulk. Makes a lot of a difference. So yeah, I guess that's wraps for episode 67 of the off season. Yeah, tomorrow's the rest day. I'm gonna spend the whole day making a video breaking down how to bulk. It'll probably be that. How to bulk without gaining fat. And yeah, I'll make sure it's like good thumbnail, good title, so you guys actually want to watch it. Appreciate y'all watching. Day after tomorrow, we got shoulders, then back, then quads. Back to it. We're back. All right. Peace.